We back, we back, we back, we back, we back. Welcome back. Let's play the right track to get us on track. Shout out to all my future millionaires. Give me a second while I get all this situated. I can't even change the title on this thing, man. Welcome back to another episode of HINANCE. Give me a second while I get this together. There's a lot of things to know. A lot of things to know. Let's make sure we can see everything. Yes, we can see everything. 5 things to know before the stock market opens on Monday, 2024. I've been away for a little bit, y'all, but we are back. I hope y'all can hear me. Let me know in the chat. As long as the audio is straight, we good. We got a lot of stocks to talk about. I'm back again. We'll hit the song one more time. I'm back, baby. And we plan to do this once a week. Just talk about stock news, finance news, the same as usual, same what we've always been doing. A lot of great things to talk about. I know I've been away for a little bit, but I've been in the market the whole time, so we ain't even gonna trip. We're gonna talk about losses, we're gonna talk about wins, we're gonna talk about a little bit of everything, and that's all that matters. So first things first, I gotta change that, but I'm gonna change it after because it's acting up. It's been a rocky go for some. Some people are still winning, some people are losing. Shout out to all my future millionaires out there. But in the meantime, let's make sure. There we go. Had to make sure that we were good to go. It's kind of freezing a little bit. It's freezing a little bit, but it's alright. I think that's the internet, yo. When you ain't got the strong internet, it's gonna be like that. So listen, first things first, let's just jump into the whole Boeing thing. Boeing's been getting beat down for some time. So I mean, it doesn't help that doors are flying open when they take off. So I'd stay away from the airline stocks for right now. I feel like really those have been kind of dead for the most part. And like I said, we're gonna talk about stocks to watch. Obviously, I'm gonna be touching on a lot of stocks that I've spoken on the past, stocks that I'm invested in, stocks that I'm looking to invest in. At the end of the day, these are just my opinions. You take as you wish with all the information I'm saying and speaking on, and do as you please. We got a lot of great things to talk about. Let's see. We got to talk about Bitcoin for sure to really pop things off, because the Bitcoin run has been tremendously crazy, and it's weird because I kind of knew it was gonna happen, and I didn't throw it all in. Like, I didn't throw every single cent that I had owned into Bitcoin, even though I knew it was gonna go up. Like, I told a friend of mine, it's like, when it hit 20,000, it's going up from there. It did just that. So let's see how we doing on the live. Still a little frozen. But it's all right. We're gonna make do. But yes, so Bitcoin's going crazy right now, and so obviously a lot of it has to do with this Bitcoin ETF, which will make it a lot easier for people to invest in the Bitcoin. It will make it a lot safer for these big money market companies and hedge funds to invest in Bitcoin through an ETF. So that's why recently there's been a lot of just buying of Bitcoin. I love it. I'm here for it. I haven't bought more, and I would be very cautious about buying while it's on the rise. Even though they're saying, Kathy Woods and Team ARK is saying $1 million of Bitcoin by 2030. So, which is anything's possible. I can't put anything past what we have going on, but the SEC has reissued some crypto FOMO warning amid this this Bitcoin ETF approval. So they're going over the process right now, thinking whether They should let the American savages have this Bitcoin ETF, which they're gonna. I wonder how much more. I mean, it can easily be $500 billion can get poured into this Bitcoin ETF by big hedge funds and companies that can also continue to raise the price of Bitcoin. So I'm here for it. I mean, I feel like there's always going to be that FOMO. So people just don't want to miss on these gains. I don't blame them. I really don't blame all the savages that are trying to take advantage of the crypto gains. Like, what if Bitcoin is literally our digital gold and we just haven't realized this whole time? Well, some of us have realized. Some people are very rich off of Bitcoin. I'm trying to get there. Let me know in the chat if you're trying to get there, if you're joining the gang. I'd be interested. I do want to talk about Tesla because I've seen some very strange reports. They said Elon Musk was on the drugs. They said Elon was off to you know what. 3 years of random drug tests found no trace of drug use as he fires back at WSJ report. I'm not even going to say their name because they're always doing reports like this. I mean, listen. Elon smoked a little weed on Joe Rogan podcast. I don't think this guy's off the drugs. I mean, here we have one of the smartest individuals in our country, and because he's tied into some political beef, we have to question whether he's on drugs or not. Elon Musk is not on drugs. He is an innovator in our country, and we need to start acting like so. He has a voice. Just because he's using his voice to just express himself, it doesn't mean that as a country we have to bring him down. I don't want to see Elon Musk go down because I want to see the Tesla trucks, which I'm trying to figure out what's up with the Tesla trucks right now. Let's see what we got here. Last 6 months. Y'all know I like just running through the charts real quick. I mean, I see more ranging than anything in the last 6 months. In the last month, you really see more of a range. This ain't even changing. This chart's not changing. Where my news reports at? There we go. I guess we're on a downtrend. Here we go. The real last 6 months is more of a range than anything. If you cut a line straight across, pretty much ranging in this 240 to 260, 70 range, which is cool. It's cool. It's definitely cool, but I don't like these reports, man. This guy is one of the smartest individuals in our country, innovative, changing the game, and we have to deal with reports of him doing drugs. Tesla stock been on its way down the last 6 months, but if you look at it from a year perspective, it's up. So that's a good sign. I definitely will consider putting some more Tesla into my portfolio. Let's look at Apple, the big dog. Apple, cash like Apple. Y'all know how I feel about Apple. The biggest cash like stock. They may be getting a run for their money by Microsoft, and that we need to pay attention. There's a report that they could be facing this antitrust law by the government. So it's preparing an antitrust law against the iPhone maker, which could be filed as soon as this year. This could all be just fugazi fluff. Listen, a lot of these companies are doing these antitrust stuff. Listen, Apple's share price increased by 48% in 2023. What are the antitrust laws I don't get it. Listen, I hate when we have reports like this, because then this is the stuff that I need people to realize. These are the reports that can change a stock's trajectory in the short term. And if it really be off those type of reports that'll really have you like buying up a stock. Now, yes, if there's a law that's passed that's going to alter the business of Apple, then yes, like definitely don't want to be buying. But you have to dig deeper on all these reports. Obviously, I'm not going to dig too deep right now because we're just kind of like stocks to watch and briefly going over them. But feel free to join the Future Millionaires Discord chat. Hit me in the comments below. I can send you the link and we can go into more details. I definitely want to be more active on the chat with all the chat people. And we can kind of talk more in depth into some of these stocks. But, you know, a report like this can take a, you know, stock from 197 to 181. And if it doesn't really negatively impact the company, then it's not much to worry about. I don't want to say it's not much to worry about, but it's like an opportunity to buy more because people are going to freak out and sell the stock. So if you can get this stock down at, if it retests the low of, when is this, October, 166, to me that's a buy. Yeah, if it hits that low, I'd be surprised if it tests that low from October, 160 or 170. It's a buy, but it's heading that way. It's definitely a buy in my eyes. Like, I feel like Apple's just one of those companies. So the little, you know, even if they get something, some type of law, they're going to adjust. Like, they have the biggest product in our world. I don't know how to explain how much of a fiends we are for Apple products. They just need to do something new. I don't feel like anything new or refreshing has been brought to the table, especially with the iPhones. iPhones have really been the same for a little bit, but we always expecting something new. I get it though. I really do get it. All right, I do want to talk about one of my faves, a few of my faves. We got DraftKings, Chewy, Outfront Media. Y'all know I always talk about affordable stocks to watch, and this is one of those affordable stocks to watch. Outfront Media, if you don't know, Outfront Media is those billboards next time you're driving on a highway, anywhere around your city. Look for the billboard. It might be digital, it might be old school and paper. There might be a name at the bottom or top somewhere along that sign. You might see Outfront Media. I've been talking about them since like 2020. They've made me money. They've lost me money. I mean, obviously speaking in current terms because I still hold the shares. I've received plenty of dividends from Outfront Media. So it's pretty good dividend output for me personally. So if you're looking for a dividend stock that's affordable, it's $13 as we make this video today. Outfront Media isn't that bad. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is, wow, this buildup is crazy. This is the opportunity to make money right here. And this is what I'm talking about, y'all. Sometimes there's reports and things happen that can bring a stock down. Once you feel like it's reached a bottom, through research, obviously. I mean, let's see. How could you have reached this one? I mean, it kind of matched the lowest of its low from 2020, which is very interesting. So wow, just last year we all could have made some heavy bucks on Outfront Media. It's maybe the best time. Let's check the revenue up. I don't like looking, let's see. Do y'all like looking annual to annual, or do you like looking quarterly? Because if you look at this chart, the annual looks pretty decent. When you look quarterly, you're like, what is going on from a quarter to quarter basis? So they must have had something that really juiced them up here in their last quarter. And that's going to happen. I feel like we have to be mindful of that those things are going to happen. You're going to have some good quarters. You may have some bad quarters. The most important thing is that you adjust. So the year-over-year numbers, the annual numbers look good. So I ain't even gonna trip too much. But I'm definitely looking to maybe even reinvest my dividends back in to Outfront Media. It's always performed well for me. I really have nothing bad to say about the stock, no matter what the reports are right now. Let's see. Let's look at what Insider Monday is saying about Outfront Media in a quick, fast way. Okay. Let's see. Outfront Media. So it leases advertising space on and out of home advertising structures and sites. Oh, I forgot, because they also have like structures and stuff. 1 month return of Outfront Media was 9.7%, and its shares lost 23% of their value over the last 52 weeks. Has a market cap of $2.2 billion. All right. So this company, Cove Capital Street, stated the following regarding Outfront Media in its fourth quarter 2023 investor letter. Outfront Media was a new position for CSC, and it brings a smile to our faces here at Cove Street when a new position shows up as a top contributor, because the two are often uncorrelated. Outfront is one of the big 3 billboard companies, mostly in the U.S., and is mostly structured as real estate investment trust. Properly run, the billboard segment is a great one, very high returns on tangible capital, limited and highly coveted real estate, great free cash flow, and a secular profitability uptick from a conversion from wood to digital. So Outfront Media is going through a transition, and that could be where they're losing some of their money churning these paperback billboards into digital, so that it's easier for them to swap out and to service their customers. Let's see. A few unfunny things happen on the way to the bank, which lead to a decline from the mid-20s to our entry point, $10. You might recognize from these themes from discussion a general advertising slowdown, a particular slowdown from the auto and movie industry strikes, and yes, COVID again. Outfront has 20-ish% of its revenue from public transport venues, and you might have read people are resisting coming back to work in major cities. Our research suggests that most of this was cyclical rather than permanent. The company had multiple avenues for improving the balance sheet, like selling their Canadian business for almost 2 times the trading multiple of the entire company shortly after purchase. Arguably, the stock was selling for half our estimate of value in a reasonable environment. So far, so good. So that's some good stuff to hear about Outfront Media. Again, one of them affordable companies. So I'd keep an eye on this. If we get another, this could be a rocky, say definitely be a rocky year. And if we can kind of mitigate the rockiness with some good investments, then you can make it happen. You can make it happen. As we speak right now, S&P futures seem to be up. We're in the green. That's E-mini continuous contract. Is that the same one? I guess so. NASDAQ is up. Dow is down. Let's see what the next stock we want to talk about. Of course, I always got to mention Nokia. Shout out to the gang. Nokia, also one of those stocks that hasn't really been performing that well since I've been gone, which is ironic. Maybe it's because I stopped speaking about them. Maybe that's where we're at right now with Nokia. Because I stopped speaking about them, they are not doing well. But we kicked off 2024 because, Nokia family, I'm still here, still holding down the fort. Actually, this is a great week to check in on all your portfolios. That's what I'm going to do this week. I ain't even going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and act like I have checked all my portfolios. I've only checked one of my portfolios. I still have another portfolio that I've actually been scared to check. which I actually realized that it's probably doing better than I expected. So, not scared, but sometimes you just don't want to look at it because then you don't want to think too much. But it's time to make moves. It's 2024. It's time to realize what you're going to continue investing in, what you're going to pull out from. It's the year to make moves and make adjustments, because we can either get a dip and rise, or maybe we just get a rise. We're going to see. It's time. This is the year to figure it out, though, for sure, for sure. So Nokia, I'm happy to report Nokia kickstarts 2024 with a patent licensing deal. Let's see. They inking a new patent cross-license agreement with Honor for an undisclosed amount. I love those undisclosed amounts. That means money, 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 money. All right, so the license deal with one of the leading smartphone manufacturers in China is the fourth of its kind in the past year and portrays the inherent strength of Nokia's patent portfolio. So, I mean, this is great news. This all means to me like more money. More money. More money. I just hate that it's an undisclosed price, so that's either it's a very high price or a very low price. They either weren't proud of what the price was, or they were very proud of what the price was and didn't want to share. So, let's see. It also mentioned in July 2023, which I didn't know of, obviously, because I haven't been reporting on Nokia. Haven't really been up to date with Nokia. I'm really not going to lie and be honest with you. I haven't been up to date with Nokia, but I'm still a shareholder. So it's good to report that in July 2023, Nokia had inked a multi-year cross-license patent agreement with Apple. Okay. Apple is trying to leverage Nokia's industry-leading 5G portfolio and other technologies. So very smart move on Apple. Oh, but here's where we're going wrong. Nokia recently disclosed that it is likely to fall short of its 2023 financial targets as various ongoing license renewal negotiations failed to conclude before the end of the year. Okay. The company was unable to incorporate the revenues generated from license renewals into its fiscal 2023 financial performance. What? That's interesting. I wonder why. And then, of course, AT&T inking the deal with Ericsson for 5 years. That's a big deal, which I don't understand. I mean, I get it. I get why AT&T would have chose Ericsson. That was worth about $14 billion. So, which kind of knocked Nokia out the way, because Nokia was 1/3 of AT&T's business. So, we lost AT&T. But we'll ink deals elsewhere. The technology's not going nowhere. I'm not really tripping too much from a long-term perspective. Again, you really have to have these long-term outlooks on a lot of these stocks. Like, I feel like I always have stressed that long-term. I just feel like that's the best way to go. Nokia not looking good on the yearly chart, of course. I mean, you lose one of your biggest contracts, and you're slashing jobs. We're gonna have to come up with some news here to kind of revamp the feeling of Nokia, but I'm not giving up on them. I can't give up on 5G technology. We need the technology. So that's the end of that. Let's move on to DraftKings, which is a big one. And my portfolio has done very well for me. This whole segment, like this whole, let's see. Where's the competition at? They have the Penn. Well, no, Penn has linked up with ESPN, so ESPN has their own thing now, which is part of Disney. But this whole betting world is nuts. I know so many people who bet parlays. I mean, you probably know somebody. If you ain't doing it yourself, you probably know somebody that's out there doing this. So it's just a very interesting time that a lot of people are just blowing money on sports bets and stuff like that. But everybody chooses to do what they want to do. And some people make money. Like, don't get me wrong, some people make money. And I need the people to lose so that I can make money here, unfortunately. That's just how the game goes. There's a winner and there's a loser. What side of the fence do you want to be on? I want to be on the winning side. So DraftKings has done very well for me. Up 174% on the year. It's crazy. All based off people betting. 6 months, not that much. And the last month, not that much. So a lot of the uptick happened probably, last year. I love this stock though, because this is one of those ones that, like, I didn't have much expectation, and it's just done well. It's definitely done well. Quarterly, annual looking great. Always quarterly. I mean, I feel like maybe we should put more emphasis on the quarterly, because it's just like you get the real deal news on what's happening from a quarter-to-quarter basis. The operating expenses is down. That's good. That's a good sign. That's definitely a good sign. Damn, Adobe's at 500. Oh my goodness. That's a really good sign. I love DraftKings. I don't have anything bad to say about DraftKings. I guess is the best thing to say. I don't have anything bad. DraftKings is DraftKings, and I'm happy that I hold them. Make sure you put them on your watch list. Let's talk about Block, another stock that I used to rave about. And I'm still excited about Block. I'm definitely still excited about Block. Last 6 months, let's see how this one's been doing. Down 3% last 6 months. But I don't know. There was something about October 31st. I don't think many people were paying attention in October. I'm noticing in a handful of these stocks that October was a bottom. And you could have made a lot of money from October to now. That's why you have to weed out all the news reports and kind of make your own judgments and understand your stock, understand these businesses, understand where they're losing money, understand where they're making money. But Jack Dorsey's definitely on the Bitcoin wave right now. And I think that's what I've always supported about Block, is that they're on the Bitcoin wave. Anybody on the Bitcoin wave right now, you're winning. So, and of course they always have Cash App. I'm a big fan of Cash App. Let's see. We got some old news reports here. Oh no, this one. Why Block stock moved up 22% in December. Let's see. Okay, business segments are growing and they're popular. Okay. I don't see anything crazy. Revenue increased 24% year over year in 2023, third quarter to $5.6 billion, and gross profit increased 21%. These are great percentage increases. Oh, but they had a net loss, was $29 million in the third quarter. Block lost some of its direction when it embraced Bitcoin, not only as the mode of currency, but also as a central part of its mission a few years ago. So I just feel like that just doesn't make sense when I read that. It might make sense, but it just, like, I feel like embracing the blockchain was very innovative, and in the short term, it may impact the company, and I feel like those decisions have to be made. Like, a company is going to make decisions that impact them in the short term, but in the long term, set them off in a whole new realm, position, situation, and I feel like that's what we have here with Block. these aren't the glory days of block, I'll tell you that. But I like block at these prices. I mean, obviously, if I'm gonna buy block, I'd like to see them at the lows, 39. But you can't win them all. But I'm, like I said, I'm watching the stock to hopefully add to the position if I can at some point. At some point. Chewy, 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 chewy. I was once very excited about Chewy. Not that I'm not excited anymore, but when I first got into Chewy, it just seemed so smart and innovative, and we're down 44% on the year, on the last 6 months. It happens. It definitely happens. It definitely happens. Jesus. Just pure, just straight down. All right. So back in March, they were dipping because they were showing some earnings dips. I love how the timestamps. Oh, and then they surged after the earnings beat in June. Now they're saying the stock looks too expensive in August. What do we have in November? They laid off 100 employees. I guess October, November was a great time to buy stocks, and I'm over here in January of 2024 just trying to catch back up with everything. I'm sorry I failed y'all. So now there are charts to watch. I mean, listen, I think that Chewy has legs only because they're in the pet industry. It's a billion-dollar industry. And, jeez, the numbers here are crazy. Again, always, annual numbers always look better than the quarter to quarter for whatever reason. They're losing a good amount of money last quarter, net income. I wonder what it was. Loss of customers. Who knows? I'd have to do a little bit more digging. Like I said, we're just going to kind of sweep through some of these stocks that I've spoken about in the past, just so, any of my original tuner inners can tap back in with me. I'm excited though, honestly. I really am. I'm excited for this year to trade, to invest, lose money, make money. Like, it's all part of the process. And I feel like this is the year to make adjustments in whether that's your financial life, learning a little bit more. I'm not saying that investing in these stocks can change your life, but you can definitely learn how to make an extra buck or two, earn some dividends. A lot of people have their money just sitting in a bank, earning pebbles, pennies to the dollar, and all it takes is you just knowing enough information and taking the risk to, I'm not saying move all your money at the bank, but a portion of it, 10%, something like 5%, right? 10%. If you have $1,000 saved, 10% of that is what, $100. Like, you can't invest $100 just to teach yourself something. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just how I look at it. Like, you got $1,000 you saved, and you can't risk 10% of it to try to make more. If you got $10,000, you can't risk $1,000 to try to make more. You gotta look at things from different perspectives, for real. So, I'm excited to be back. I hope everybody else is excited just to get back into this flow. I'm still figuring out the hours, the timing, whether it's going to be 8 a.m., 8:30, but we're going to figure it out. There's a lot of great news to talk about. I'm going to try to get on as much as I can, whether that's at minimum once a week. If I can get in on Wednesday mornings, I'm going to definitely try to get in on Wednesday mornings. But Mondays is going to be my day. I'm going to break all this down, and then, we'll make great things happen. So I appreciate all y'all for watching. Of course, HINANCE is back. Welcome back. Let's do the outro the right way. Let's do the outro the right way. I can't play the whole song because y'all know they'll cut the stream off. So we'll play a little bit. We'll play like 10 seconds. I'm happy to be back, y'all. Hit me in the chat. Hit me in the comments if you want to join the Future Millionaires Discord chat. I'll get you in there ASAP because I know y'all like that. I know y'all love talking about finance and hearing about the news.